I thought Stephen Colbert was being universally supported. According to our pretend friends in the mainstream media, Americans are united in their support of Stevie. We are fighting against government overreach. We are outraged. We are furious. We are fighting against the tyrannical regime that's being led by Orange Man Bad. According to the media, we are not the only ones supporting Stevie. He has plenty of support from his fellow huge embarrassing failures hosting these late night dumps that no one is watching. Except, of course, Bill Maher. Stevie damn sure doesn't have his support. But the rest of these huge embarrassing failures, they are united in their support of Stephen Colbert. My inside sources are telling me that over the weekend, the two Jims, Jim Fallon, Jim Kimmel, they sent a lovely care package to Stevie. Several dozen tulips, which according to the florist, tulips represent friendship. We are friends forever. They also sent a turbocharged supersized cucumber, and of course, a tube of Preparation H to soothe his bruised caboose. If you were to believe the mainstream media, you would think that everyone is supporting Stephen Colbert. But it's strange. Where was all of this support when it mattered? Where was all of this support when he actually needed it? If millions of people supposedly support Stephen Colbert, why in the hell weren't they watching him? Over the weekend, the support for Stevie was magnified. A protest was organized in New York City outside of the CBS studios on the west side of Manhattan. I don't know about you guys, but Uncle KC is tired of protest. I don't think it's just me. I think most normal people are tired of protest. In the vast majority of cases, protests are a complete waste of time. Remember the No Kings protest from a couple of months ago? No kings, just queens. No kings, just queens. Thousands of lonely men, and in some cases, women who looked like men. Thousands of lonely, angry men came together to protest against some mythical king. Initially, I thought they were protesting against King Charlie, that dude in England who lives in that magical palace and walks around with that doofus Burger King crown on his head. If I remember correctly, I think King Charlie also believes in climate change. He's concerned that toxic gas is warming the earth, and one day the earth will just spontaneously explode. With Charlie being so concerned with the summer heat, I figured it must be scorching over in London. I checked the forecast. The high tomorrow in London is 69 degrees. Ooh, what a heater! As it turns out, King Charlie was not the target of the No Kings protest. They were protesting the King of America. What king? Burger King? King Koopa? Stephen King? BB King? King Kong? Get real, peasant. You know what king we were protesting against. We were protesting against Donnie King, the Orange Man, and the White House. Okay. What about the LA riots earlier this summer? Remember those? Deacons at Woke United Methodist were trying to recreate the magic of the summer of 2020, the summer of woke love. The riots went on for weeks, but it's strange how fast the riots disappeared as soon as they realized they did not have public support. Over the weekend, there was a protest organized to support Stephen Colbert. They wanted to let CBS know that they were mad, mad, mad. With all of this support the media claims that Stephen Colbert has, I was expecting thousands of people to show up, maybe even millions. Unfortunately, though, for Stevie, I counted more dudes in the WNBA locker room this weekend than people who showed up to this protest. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Liberal Repellent. Here on the channel, we often talk about the woke fungus, which is a fungus that you damn sure don't want to be infected with. We have seen what happens when organizations become 100% infected. Prognosis: grim, slim chance of recovery. Fortunately, my friends at Liberal Repellent have developed supplements that will keep you healthy while also protecting you from the woke fungus. Liberal Repellent offers multivitamins without synthetics made from real food, meaning your body will easily absorb and utilize the nutrients. Liberal Repellent also offers items for the more pleasurable aspects of life. One of the supplements is called the Repopulation Agenda. It's an alternative to the pharmaceutical blue pills without all the dreadful side effects. Take a couple of these before bedtime and you'll have your wife going to bed with a smile on her face. If you have an affinity for the booze, Liberal Repellent offers a cure for your hangovers. Their morning after red pill replenishes vitamin B to help eliminate the dread of the following morning. From detox to dietary, Liberal Repellent has the supplements that you need. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL15, BTL15. Save 15% off your first purchase with Liberal Repellent. Over the weekend, a group that's calling themselves We're with Colbert organized a protest outside of the CBS studios in Manhattan. People who have not been outside in years. People who have sheltered in place to ensure they didn't catch the COVID. They risked their good health to show their support for their anti-American hero. Not to be confused with the real American hero, Scott Jennings. I am a real American. These people traveled down flights of stairs, making the arduous journey from their rented closets to the street. They spent the week leading up to the protest focusing on arts and crafts. They created lovely signs. They painted images of their comedic hero. Instead of buying baloney with their government subsidies, they purchased magic markers and cardboard. They wanted to be sure that everyone could see their message. With the amount of time and government-subsidized money spent, how many people do you think showed up to the protest? Just take a guess. Take a wild guess. Well, KC, there had to be at least 300 people there. You could take a 0 off 300 to make it 30, and you would still be vastly overestimating the size of this crowd. Check it out for yourself. I'm counting 8 people in this picture, and I think one of them might be a maintenance worker. I don't know if he is there to protest or to make sure the protesters know that the porta potties are functioning so they don't make a doodle on the sidewalk. As you can see, the organizers made sure to provide safety supplies. I see most people adhere to the policy and properly apply their mask. But long story short, no one showed up to this protest. What the hell happened? Were the invitations sent to the wrong address? I know these addresses can be a bit long and confusing. My name is Mr. Linda. I live at 55 9th Avenue, Suite B, Room 3, left side of Closet 2. How come no one showed up to support Stephen Colbert? Initially, I thought it might be the weather. Maybe it was too hot and the heat deterred people from protesting. As you guys know, most on the far left, they are terrified of the weather, especially that pesky summer heat. But it couldn't have been the weather because it was 85 degrees in New York City on Saturday. That's warm, but that's still comfortable enough for a good protest. So what prevented people from showing up? The signs of life at this protest were so microscopic, NYPD's finest They left shortly after it started. They didn't even need the cops on site to ensure that everything remained peaceful. According to the New York Post, there was a good police presence initially, but the cops noticed that protesters were leaving after a few minutes, so they went on to fight actual crime. What could possibly have prevented the wanker spankers from showing their support for Stevie? Was there a 2-for-1 sale on Lonely Man's? Was there discounted wiener at the hot dog stand? Or maybe, just maybe, no one showed up to support Stephen Colbert because no one cares. Why in the hell would anyone waste their time protesting the firing of a failed late-night host? But Casey, this is serious. Donnie Trump is silencing his critics. This is so dangerous. Silencing his critics? Really? Correct me if I'm wrong here. Everyone working at MSNBC is critical of Donald Trump, right? Rachel Maddow, John Scarborough, Mika Bazooka, Chris Hayes. The end is on The View. They are critical of the Trumper. Everyone at CNN not named Scott Jennings, Jon Stewart, John Oliver, Bill Maher, the New York Times, USA Today. They're all critical of the Trumper. And last I checked, they're all still employed. So how exactly is the Trumper silencing his critics? The truth is, Stephen Colbert doesn't want to accept reality, because if he accepts reality, he also has to accept responsibility. Instead of blaming himself for his huge embarrassing failure, he wants to blame the Trumper. The Trumper didn't turn the Late Show into a celebration of wiener. You did. The Trumper didn't tank ratings. You did. The Trumper didn't lose $40 million every year. You did. At the same time, the Trumper has millions of people who support him, and you don't. But give me your thoughts on this. A protest is organized to support Stephen Colbert, and no one shows up. Why? How come people are not supporting Stephen Colbert? The media wants us to believe that he has universal support. So how come no one showed up to support Stevie? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.